Hello art lovers, welcome to the Art Bit. The name is Chisomi Yorenda and today we are talking sound designing. In what better way of going about it other than talking to the best of the bestest? Today we're going to be having a chat with Cozizwa. The government name is Miracle Ndunani, but I'm sure a lot of you know him as Cozizwa. So yeah, stay there. Tell another art lover that Art Bit is on your screen because we're going to be rolling in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So I was telling people we're going to be talking about sound designing and all that, but that is just the list of what I know that you do. Yeah. So I would want you to just take us through what you do. We know you're the sound guy, at least that we know for sure. So I just want you to just take us through what is it that you do exactly. Okay. That would be good for a lot of us.
For a lot of us, okay. Chabwi. Zongwambiri for Jondi Pangentrojusi Bino. Mandili make exactly. Ine dzina langa ndi Miracle Ndunani, Cozizwa, anthu amangoti sound guy. Sound guy chifukwa chokuti munoti munali mu studio mwanga. Nde ine nayamba za sound ngati producer, mere muzira producer wa nyimbo. Komano at some point ndinaganiza kusintha direction yanga. Nsana zori kusintha refers zori za production inasiya. Koma ndinapanga expand to timati sound for picture.
Okay.
And amati film sound. Ndi maina osiyana. Komano basically zimene zikutanthauza zona zokuti sound ija osangoiganizira kuti ingobwera mu studio na koma tiziganizira ngati munthu amene akujambula video. Chifukwa kuti tikamapanga record video ichi pamafunika so sound. Ndesu kuti sound yake imangolowa ngati mmene mapangira mafoni kuti izingolowa mu phone imo kapena mu camera. Mafunika kuti pakhalenso specialist azipanga sound imene yoyono kuti wa video akamajambula pazikhanso kuti palinso wa sound so special.
Kuti mwamenyana coffee koma ndesiri
namveke bwino bwino.
Mukuti mukulira koma zikumveka ngati mukusisima.
Zimveke bwino bwino. China chili chonse even maganizo wana wamveke so bwino bwino. Ndeno tikatero timakha kuti tapanga record sound ichapaseti. Kenako timapita no timati post production. Post production ndakuti sound ija taipanga record ndechimodzi mmene video timati tapanga record timapita no post production kukaipanga edit kukaijudula makala azitina nditi na sound iso zimachitika so chimodzi.
So ndimvesese a videographer will get chivideo chija apita nacho kandi pa Premiere Pro kandi Final Cut kukachiweka kandi DaVinci. But for you you're getting sound. Whether it's a documentary, whether it's a movie, sound yokha yoseija from start to finish. And start working on it.
In fact, just to go a little deeper into the process. Tikapita paseti kukapanga record. Ndipanga record sound icha ndikatero ndimapereka zonse kwa video editor. Editor uja chifukwa choti matiki onse amene tapanga record ya sound sinanga editing amasankha amakazipanga sync kuti video iyi audio yake ndi kuzisakaniza zonse pamodzi no kuti zilumikiza kuti zigwirizane zimveka ndi sound ya quality yanga ndapanga record icha. Zikatero akasankhano mateka akamene akufuna ifoti ndasankha teke yanga ya video iyi ndi sound yake ndi akatero no amanditumizira no ine kuti zimene ndasankha ndi izi zigwire no ziwikire music pansipo zibalance zikweze ma volume ziclean pamakhala ma process osiyana. So I record audio and sikuti mangokhala nayo. Actually anthu ena amati timadzozuma mapanga za sound ndebwera za panga record ndete kamaliza panga record atenga sound yako tenga ni sound yo mukapange edit mukatomo mundipatse ino kuti ndikonze no because that will determine kuti no mwasankha chani kapena So basically that's the process. I record, I give it to the editor edits, and after they're done with the editing they send me the audio now as one editable piece. So I work on it. The sound design on dimene. Pamene sound design imambia ndo pamenepo. Onse kuja mapanga record kuja mene sound design zimene so ndizina so.
Sound designing, I'm still trying to understand. Sound designing, sound production, music production, sound engineering. I want you, school us right now. Tell us what is what. What are the differences of these things? Because for someone when you think sound, basi ndekuti atipangira beat yemweyo so ngati tufuna kushowa ngati pangira chanchana ngati pangira engineer sound. What are the differences of these things?
Okay. Tikati sound engineer ndi mawu a general. Chifukwa choti wende ndi dolo wa sound basi. You're engineering sound. Ndemu engineering sound imo mulino studio production.
Okay.
Yeah, imene inasoma chori record production kapena kamati record producer kapena audio producer. Most of the times amakhala ndi mfano kuti amakhala mu studio ndikumapanga zimenezo zeti. Amene ndi amachedwa audio producer kapena studio producer. Amene makampeza mu studio ndi microphone yake chani zonse okupanga record yeti. Ndeno palino wina amene timamutchula kuti no production sound mixer kapena kuti mwina okay ndi timu inaso imene ndeyo kapanga record no timati no location recording. The studio recording and location recording. Location recording ndio mwachoka no mu studio muja mwapita no kapanga record kwina no outside. Mu studio actually mosiyana kwambiri ndi location because mu studio makha controlled timayika izi ndizima za soundproofing zimezi kuti
sideko
sideko chabe mkati muli zima flexa for
munda zachitenje
mona ndapo zachitenjezo ngakhazi maya mataka bwera mamba kusankha ndi tuda kamacho pakala wawo ampeza pomwe pa komano chachikulu ndiona zokuti mkati muli flexaphone amapanga absorb sound kuti musamamveke ma echoes aja chani sound samabounce ena mwina maona mu studio zamazira ena maika zamazira zija because mwina ndi njira yachidule imene ali nayo kuti angopanga aphe sound simakanga ti sound ichazikuipanga absorb sikungobounce mwachisawawa pamene ku location kuja kusiyana kwa mu studio ndi ku location ndifanya zoti ku location kumakhala kuti kulibeko control so even mamaika ake ndosiyana mamaika ake amakhala special engineered for an outdoor setup because amakhala kuti apanga actually they're more expensive than studio mics because studio mics are in a controlled environment the sound is already so you can get away with a cheap mic a simple mic but outdoors pamene umaonekera kuti uli ndi mic yabwino kapenayi mic iyo anaipanga engineer kuti izipanga prioritize voice ya munthu kupanga prioritize voice ya munthu ndikupanga inhibit ma sound ena onse osaniso kwapangira to inhibit zimveka kuti kunja kuli timbalame koma tisamamveke kwambiri timbalame titi zimveka kwambiri mic imene mukuyuza ita ndi ma mic akenso ndosiyana amati ndikuonesana amaiti shotgun shotgun yo then the special imene makhala kuti imapanga record outdoor location so ameneyo ndi timamutchula kuti no production sound mixer. Production sound mixer amatoka ndi timu yake ya ma boom operators, ma boom operators ngati boom kuti nikuonesa ndi machibule boom ndi. Ambiri chimene chamachiona right koma sama ngoti china chake cho
microphone chama ubweya. All right, so this is a boom mic.
Ngati mumulika shotgun. Ka shotgun ndi ka microphone ndi tukanga kama kakatali. Yeah, actually muone zikanga kuti maonet kona timati shotgun so there's a shotgun mic kama kaka mic kakatali ndi tuyonchi kuonda so ichi zinake ndi dead cat ndi dead cat yabe ndichongo
more of like demand
njobanga shoot
sound
njobanga shoot mphepo ija izithera mu chiti chimene mic yo ili nkati mwini so nkati munde mumakhala kuti ndi mic mwina kapena mwina so abale athu ena ndiye napenda mwina kasimbo zonga takuona koma nkati munditu muli microphone.
All right.
Yeah. So basically this is a shotgun. This is what I used to record makamaka kapita ku location. Tikabwera mu studio muno mama ika kenso ndi antunduwina. So yeah, this is a dead cat. Yeah, ena mati dead cat, ena mati dead wombat. Yeah, koma ndiji hood jabe jongoti because the location mphepo
more of like shooting the wind.
Yeah.
All right. So that is about sound engineering. What if it was what sound design is all about?
Sound design is not for
okay. Yes.
Sound designing is now when you get the sound in post production. So umakano kuti no ukuicleana sound ija waicleana ndio kuipatsa no ma sound effects kuonjezera nditu moti za film zimene timaonera zambiri zero akamata kasati simakhala ndi mena apangira record baseti amakhala abwera timati ma foley artist amakhala abwera mu studio muja o ma full steps aja ambaza kuti mwina mnaona pa ma video tina nditi na anthu mwina akuyenda ngati ma step mu studio kupanga record yeye umakhangata kupanga record ma foot steps khangata kupanga record zinthu zosiyana makofi chani tizinu ngati metoto amati ma foley sounds the department payokha kuli ma special amati ma foley studios I think I'll go deeper into that mwina if we have more time komano basically imene the sound design umasakaniza ndi music umasakaniza ma sound effects ma foley and all that.
All right, so from your experience, how would you describe your journey with sound? How has it been like? How is the environment itself here, Malawi?
Yeah.
How is it playing a role in your career as a sound person?
Okay. It has been a learning journey because I never went to school for this.
Okay.
Yeah, I never went to school. There's no school that I know of sound designing in Malawi.
Okay.
So I had to do self teach ndi nkapita pa YouTube pacha kumawerenga mabuku kumatani it took me years. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
Komano ndi process yona zoti through the years that I've been doing this kuyambira 2018 2019 I've just been learning a lot. So I had a basic sound knowledge from audio production in the studio. Komano this is a whole new different field. Imene umafunika equipment yanyu, umafunika knowledge yanyu, umafunika understanding your siyana ya sound. So it has been a very wonderful journey to me. It's been very educative, and every time I'm learning something new. The biggest challenge that I meet is somehow the industry has not understood I don't want to say the importance. They know the importance of sound.
Okay.
But they've not understood the process to give it the value.
Okay.
To give it the value of, Yeah, because ndingona zoti in a way amayiphwekesa because ali ndi perception yawo kuyiphwekesa kamene ndiyo safunikira kamene ndiyani, but they have a perception yona ngati it's not complicated. It's not as complicated
as you're making it look like.
Yes. So the biggest challenge is getting client ona zoti kuna sound yake ya video yake film ya documentary yani imveke ngati ya Hollywood without putting in enough resources for that.
Okay.
When I say resources, it's not just about money, but also ntawi. So just kungoti ngona mwa quick maga in post production post production doti tapanga records zonse zirabwera nazo no pa computer panga amene zimaonekera zinthu ziti pali ma branches 5 ma branches amene ma department amene wakunja amakhala ma company osiyana mupita nawo company 1 mupita ku company 2 mupita ku company 3 company 4 company 5 zimene zozo sinafike po kind conversation imene ku Malawi kuno because china chiyonse chimene chimachitika amakuyembekeza zonse emesa ndo sound you're handling everything with sound. So kumambira kumakhala sound editing ndekuti audio ija mwaipanga record kumakhala kuicleana kutenga the better cuts ndikwatani mwina muli noise kwapanga ma levels yoncho. That's an expertise on its own. Mukakaona film ine yonse kumapeto kwake kumakhala ma sound ma dialogue editors amakhala listiso ndema mbwera no the second one imene amachula no kuti no ma ambiances ndizezona zokuti ma background sounds apa malopo kuti kodi tili kuntsinje kumveke kapena tili pamvula
tili pansonkhano baveke anthu.
And the funny thing about film, ambience ya pamalo si makhala imene mwajambulira imene film ija mwamayona ambience imene maimva musaone ngati ndimene amajambulira pamalopo amakapanga record special akamaliza kujambula film ija makhala no ulendo umaona kodi ambience ya film picture imene apangira edit tikapangira record kuti. So it's a special department
that does that in post-production.
And zimapangidwa so record ndi mamaiko osiyanaso because dialogue and ambience singapangira record maiki mods. Then there is a third department imene imachedwa kuti Foley ndachula kale ndi kutaka sati mafilimu onse amene timaonera ma blockbuster movies amachedwa kuti Foley jayambiraso apa sound. In fact ena mapa sound ija amapita mu studio ndikupanga so record from scratch. That's called another process is called ADR, automated dialogue recording. So you go back to the studio ukapanga recording zimene wapanga record pa set zija mabwesa so voice talent uja azapanga so mu studio. So mukati makanga muyambe aso kupanga structure film ija kachikena ndekuti china chiyonse chimene chikuoneka musaka ndika paper raso kaya ndi wasuntha tebulo kaya watani kaya wapuma ngopanga because the sound is film munthu chakangone kuti wapuma koma sizikumveka ndi pamene umaona kuti zikumveka okwadi zimaoneka weird kwambiri. So they are very tiny things but they change the whole perspective. That's the third thing. The fourth and the fifth thing is actually for in the sound effects. Ma sound effects in the sound ngati amene timamva ngati chanja kapena umamva chi heartbeat in real life singaimve kuti munthu ali tense ndakumva. So there are sounds that are enhanced and they're not natural sounds. They are created they are just to enhance the picture. Amakhala ambirimbiri timamva komano sitimazidziwa because makazi embedded in zambiri. Then the last department is music. Music is department bayoka department yoti kule anthu amene oti mangwati amene timaiti film scoring. Alipo anthu amadola ake alipo achina hanzima anthu oti mabige kwambiri amangopanga compose music for amati film composition so I mean film music composition. So imene ndi makano special for music for film. So there are 5 departments onsewa ndani yakaiwa mpira makampani osiyana. But right now the challenge is amandiyembekeza kuti ndipange 5 zonsezi. So ndipange dialogue ndipange ambience ndipange Foley ndipange sound effects then zapange so music. Umene uzapanga department yache 5 muruma kauru awira gali and it's sure ninga kuendeka. So anyway, I end up outsourcing apena kuna zote inazandra wa muru. I need someone else to put in this.
Cozizwa, for some people that are not following still, I just want you to, Mwina, tell us some of your notable works that you've been part of, whether they are movies or documentaries or just projects.
Yeah,
let us know.
Okay. Ineyo ndakhala bendi kakatalogi kotero ndithu. The most recent one is Welcome to Malawi Prison. Imene mwayiona pompano. I was part of that. Me and my team were part of that. I'm saying part of that because we did not entirely do everything. We did not do sound design. Okay. But maybe we're going to take a little part in that. But it's still underway. We were recording on set. I did production, sound mix, and I had a couple of boom operators part of our team because we're a team. Yeah. So I've been part of School Days. I've been part of Fatani. There's an ongoing series right now on DSTV. Malawi, it's called Lodge. Part of that, imene nded kubanga zonse. Kubanga on-set recording, kubanga sound design and everything. There is Fatani. Fatani was my very first film project. Nice. There's Fatani. There is Apongozi. There's so many projects that I've been part of. There's True or Force. There is Misnomer. I've been a part of so many movie projects in the country, and I consider myself privileged to be part of that, and still yes, locally but also internationally I've gotten to get gigs with the BBC. I've gotten to work with I've gotten to do stuff for EU. Nice. I've gotten to do stuff for different organizations. I've gotten I've worked with Afrimax, and Ababa and Dori DSTV in general, right? But I've done stuff for Afrimax as well. Now we're doing for Zambezi Magic. I've worked with and Dabangabe Ganaga experience. Okay. That's really good. I'm asking this next question on behalf of someone who is probably interested in what you do, but they probably just don't know maybe how best to go about it and stuff like that. In video editing, we use Premiere Pro, Final Cut, DaVinci, and other softwares. In photos, we use Lightroom, audio, Adobe Audition, and all that. What do you use? Okay. Ugati sound DJ, kupeza, ndo kufunano. Yeah. Uyonit. All right, good question. My main software is Adobe Audition. Oh really? I thought that was like a basic basic software. Well, it is basic, but it's very big. Okay, it's basic because it's big. And very complex. I think Naibange Muna Wakausunaibange understand to the fullest of the capabilities of Adobe Audition. Then Otomai honoring a basic one, but it goes deeper. But I use it for specific stuff. So, for example, if I'm doing now music scoring, like if I'm doing scoring, I cannot use Adobe. I have to use other software like Cubase. Fruit Loops. But it's interesting also we use also Cubase. So ndima mainly for sound design. Couldn't do sound design. I work with Adobe. But I'm also learning Fairlight. Fairlight. Adobe, okay, so what companies do is like when they create an editing software for video, I'm on the audio version of it. Yeah. So Adobe Audition, the Premiere Pro, they're like sister software. The software modes. Pamene DaVinci audio yage and the audio and the Fairlight. So you open DaVinci. Ugamatse grammar compartments mapeza also good with Fairlight. Okay. Yeah, so I'm learning Fairlight mainly because DaVinci is like taking over. Yeah, so definitely. Yeah, so I want to be in a place where I'm able to do everything just in one. Yeah. Okay. And I want to use my project. It's a project. Jantu kubanga work with Fairlight and then send it back. Great. Since you started working on sound, what would you describe as like? This is like the best moment that I've had working. Or this is like the worst. Those are two extremes. And we're here for it. Wow. Okay. Kumato konsolemeneni mtakundika mmavundo kwambiri.
Mutakudana ndi gulu komabe.
Okay, no.
Simuchura maina.
I mean, bena ndichwa maina bena also chwa maina. For me, I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
When I got contacted by the BBC, that was it
Like
for me.
it.
Like, yeah, I'm actually
Levels to this thing.
Yeah. So
Right.
I got to work with the BBC, and the BBC was like very happy with what I gave them, and they made me an official vendor.
Yeah.
So an official vendor is like when they work with you and they realize kunazira fanayo ndofunigira kwambiri. Tikamabwera ndizi mzatu kumalawi lingandani so amawika mu register mwawo so makhangalolya moti basi like akakhola ndizi mzora kuona kuti I can provide though. So that whole process of me like working with people like in the UK like that virtually, we were recording the stuff here in Malawi, but just knowing that I'm speaking the same language with people like according to I'm a bit for. We all know BBC.
Yeah.
Like it's
the
super
standards.
big. Yeah, that's like the standard. So for me to not only to get the opportunity to work with them, but to work with them and deliver the quality that they want and be able to say good things about what I'm doing, it made me feel like I'm actually doing something.
Yeah.
And the other time was also when I got a call the other day, just like I was preparing actually to go to another event and just called me ku film Malawi Film Festival.
Yeah.
You're being awarded for best sound. So
Nice.
it was like a recognition, yeah, memorable to me because it just made me look back, and say, okay, so I've taken this task to say I want to be so good at it, and then now people are beginning to recognize like the work that I've put in.
Yeah.
So those were some of the memorable moments. Down moment.
Yeah, let's get it. I know. Okay. Makes a lot of us.
So mugamamba ntiro mene isikuti nkhani uri mungophunzira mungota komanso muphunzire patience chifukwa ine ndakhalabo 1.5 years waiting for my payment osakwenya muntu osakagenda kwina kulikonse kumangodijirira mpaka nadziwa.
At least they paid you.
At least great. Undilipira mwezi wa maso nkundipasa ntchito ina inenso ndikulolaso.
You're mad.
Yeah, so it needs a lot of patience. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Things like this happen. Like you need to learn a lot. I think that's also one thing that I would just love to say.
Yeah.
My creatives, timafunika tizikhala ndi my qualities. Obviously, it's not justifiable. I'm not saying it's justifiable. Zinto zofoira zimasokoneza zinthu zambiri. Komano nthawi zina maybe the way we interact with people in that regard is many zimatopanga define maybe our profession as we're not professional enough and ngarukufunsa ndalama kapena there's a professional way to do it. Yeah, umanyiro zozo nthawi zina mwina is because anthu akupanga negligence ena kosa khabwino, but there has to be a proper way of like communicating. Wasangoti ugamba kwalatira Facebook. Akula anthu ipa kwambiri. Magulu. I mean, mwina kapena pamakama situation that's justifiable to do that. But I feel like communication and also having the patience. Yeah.
All right, man. Yeah. Thank you so much for having a chat with us. Inerunda puzira
next time
bode kuti busika tibasaka 5 minutes break. Tikaisele.
Ndayirota kushuti. So muda abandi khanda kubwera kushuti. Ndemuna ntapita.
Bwerera ndi kushuti ife mutitenge weekend. All right, man. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate. I'm sure these beautiful people have learned a thing or two about what you do, how you do your thing. So if you guys want to reach out, learn a thing or two about what he does, he's a very open person. I'm a tagujeza. We know so.
Kujeza ko musandika chikero. Unoso muzate kujeza. Pondi dari sake nakake ni nthawe yanga. Ndiya mkhanga profit haba kukunito. Namba yanga.
All right, man. Thank you,
so
SM. And that's all we had time for in this edition of the Art Beat. We were talking everything sound, from recording to sound designing and a whole lot of other things that I'm sure you guys have learned a thing or two. Today, we were having a chat with Miracle Ndonani. Most of you know him as Cozizwa. He wears a lot of hats, guys. He's also an artist, but we didn't get into that today. Many thanks to you for being there and watching today's episode. Make a date with us every Tuesday from 6 p.m. for new episodes of The Art Beat. The name is Chisova Yurenda. Many thanks to you for watching. Until next time, stay creative.